Good morning and happy Friday. You're on your last day of the week of doing schoolwork. And guess what, y'all? Next week you only have 3 days of school because of Easter vacation. So that's something to look forward to. You are ready for page 200. Oh, what are they? 291 and 292 today. So we're going to start off with a word challenge. The word challenge today, we have only 6 words, and I'm going to give you 15 seconds, and you can try to read them all to yourself. Since you're at home, I guess maybe you can read them out loud. I don't know. Just don't distract your neighbor. And I'll give you time to read them, and then you can tell me what you see that is alike in all of these words. Okay, so go. Okay, so let's go over these words, and you can point what do you see in each of these words that is the same. All right, you see ACC, right? There's ACC in all of those words. Now, what is interesting is that ACC can say ac, but in the first 3 words, the first C says k, and the second one says s. Okay? We have accent. You see that these C's are followed by an E, and an I. So the C has a S sound. So accent. So do you know what an accent is? So over in England, they talk with a British accent. Something like that. It's kind of fun to try. Maybe you should try it sometime. And accept. Accept, so how about the cat will accept her new home. Okay, accident. An accident, of course, if the car has a crash, it's probably an accident. Okay, now down here, these are words, these C's are followed by O's and U's, and so they just have a k sound. So we have accomplish. So if you accomplish a lot of schoolwork in a day, you might get a lot done, or to accomplish means to be able to get something, to do something. Okay, you have accordion. And you guys, I actually have an accordion at home. It'd be fun to show you sometime. I should try to learn to play it. And then we have accurate. So if you do your work accurately, you're going to do it, you're doing it well, you're doing it right, and you're being careful, and you're doing it correctly if it's accurate. So those are some new words for you, and you probably knew some of those, or maybe all of those already. Okay, for our next part, you will need a piece of blank paper. So if you don't have one handy, why don't you stop the video and get a piece of blank paper and a pencil. Okay, the next part, I have words written on the board, and I'm going to give you a suffix, the root word with a suffix added to it. And you write the new word on your paper. Okay, you don't have to write the root word on your paper by itself like I have it. All you need to write is the new word that I give you. So we have nibble, like a goat will nibble grass. The word that you should write on your paper is nibbled. Write nibbled. The goat nibbled the grass. Okay, everybody got that? So nibbled, see if you got it right. What is the suffix you were supposed to add? You were supposed to add ed, and this nibble has a silent e at the end. So our new word is nibbled. an E, we drop the E, and then add the suffix that has a vowel. Okay? For your next one, we have happy. And you can write happier. Happier. You might be happier if you work diligently. Happier. Okay, got that one? Okay, this happy ends with a consonant and a Y. So what should we do there? We should change our Y to I and then add our suffix. So then we have happier. Happier. And if you're getting them wrong, you can just correct them as we go. You can always look up here and see what we have written. Okay, the next word, fall. The word I want you to write is falling. Falling. So think about the word and what you should add to fall to make falling. Okay? This one, we don't have to change anything about the word. All we do is add I-N-G. Falling. And the next word, tack. Your word to write is tacking. Tacking. The teacher is tacking the poster to the wall. Okay, got that one? Tacking. This one, we do not have to change anything about the root word. All we need to do is add I-N-G. Tacking. The next root word is take. Please spell taking. I am not taking a nap right now. Taking. Think carefully about that word. Okay, we've got take. Take is a long vowel word. It has a silent E at the end of it. And we're adding ing. So, take, ing. We have to drop that silent E before we add our I-N-G. Next you have shop. And the word I want you to write is shopper. There was only one shopper at the grocery store. Shopper. Think carefully about that one too. Remember the rules you've learned. Alright. Shop. Is it a short vowel or a long vowel word? We've got a short vowel word, shop. So what do we do if we're going to add ER to it? We've got to double our consonant before we add that suffix. So we now we have shop, double the P, shopper. Then we have one more word, snow. And the one I want you to write is snowed. On Friday, it snowed until 12 o'clock. Snowed. Okay, we have snowed. Okay, so hope you got them all right, and if you didn't, that's okay. You just correct them and learn from your mistakes. Now we've been learning about adverbs, and adverbs make the things we say and the things we write and stuff that we read. Adverbs make our sentences so much more interesting because they tell us more about the action that's happening. So I have a list list of adverbs on the board, and I'll just read over these in case you're not quite sure how to say any of them. We have gracefully, curiously, bravely, carefully, easily, and fast. So all of those are adverbs. So pretend that you and your family are on vacation and you're visiting the Grand Canyon. That, if you don't know what the Grand Canyon is, I would love to have a picture here, but I don't. So maybe you can ask your mom and dad to show you a picture of the Grand Canyon. So pretend you're at the Grand Canyon and you and your family, and you rented some mules, and you're going to take a mule ride to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Doesn't that sound fun? So I will be reading a sentence. I want to read a sentence, and it's, well, kind of interesting, but it's not as interesting as it could be. So you will look at these adverbs and think, well, which adverb could I add to that sentence to make it more interesting? So the first sentence, even though she was nervous, Mom mounted her mule. To mount a mule would be to get up onto the mule, okay? So even though she was nervous, Mom mounted her mule. Which one of these adverbs could we add to that sentence to make it more interesting? Okay? The one that's suggested in my book is bravely. Okay, think about Mom. She was nervous, but she bravely mounted her mule. Okay, doesn't that make that more interesting? The next sentence, let's see what happens next. Our guide led us down the steep, narrow trail. What adverb could we add? Our guide led us down the steep, narrow trail. Okay, I'd love to know what you're suggesting, but let's go with carefully. Our guide carefully led us down the steep, narrow trail. And that's good to have a careful guide, right? We want a guide who knows what he's doing. Okay, the next sentence. Large condors I about said an adverb. Large condors flew high above us. I'm not even sure what a condor is, but it's a kind of bird. So large condors flew high above us. How did those condors fly? So you could say large condors flew gracefully high above us. Sorry, you could say, how about large condors gracefully flew high above us? Or you could say large condors easily flew high above us. So you can fit different ones, different adverbs in there. The mules carried us and our gear. The mules carried us in our gear. What adverb could you add to make that sentence more interesting? The mules easily carried us in our gears. They were strong, they easily carried us. It wasn't too much work for them. And I have one more sentence. A small chipmunk looked at us. A small chipmunk looked at us. What adverb could I add? How did he look at us? He curiously looked at us. That chipmunk was like, what is going on over there? Okay? So adverbs, you see how adverbs make our sentences so much more interesting? So, today in your book, on page 291, you get to add adverbs to your sentences, and you get to think of the adverb. So, in section number 1, Ava sang a song. Well, how did Ava sing her song? Maybe Ava sang, I'm getting my words mixed up. How about Ava sang a song beautifully? Or you could say, Ava easily sang a song. Ava quickly sang a song. Ava sang a song slowly. So the adverbs just make your sentence so much more interesting.